Right, so we're going to show you how to strip down and clean a Voce coffee machine. So on the inside of this particular machine setup is an instant machine, so there's no grinders or brewers, it's all instant ingredients. So we're going to show you how to strip down the machine, clean the elements that you need to clean, and then rebuild it again. Right, okay, first thing we're going to do is going to take these off, all the canisters, because these are clean obviously, but these will all be dirty. So we'll just literally pull them off, and as we pull them off, there's a bucket down the bottom. Put them all in the bucket, they all come off. Right, once you've got those off, then we're going to take the mixing bowls off. Now these mixing bowls are held on with these green brackets here, so to take these mixing bowls off, before we do that, actually we're going to take the pipes off, because it's easy to pull the pipes off before the bowls come off. So we'll just pull the pipes off. I mean, all these pipes are different levels, so when you're going to put them back on, it'll make sense when you put them on, because there's certain longer lengths for the outer mixing bowls, shorter lengths for the nearer ones. So once we took all the pipes off, then these are literally, if you clip that across like that, then you should just be able to just pull that straight out, and that comes out. The mixing bowls, this is the hood of the bowl, that just unscrews like that, and then that whole thing can be washed in a bucket of soapy water. So that's going to take them all off. So we've got them off. One. Okay. Now these whole thing, these are the whipper blades, so we need to then just pull them off. So they should just pull off like that, and then these seals as well, they come off as well. You get a lot of dirt and stuff around there, all that ex coffee grinds and stuff. So we can pull them off as well, and they go in the bowl. Easy peasy. Off. Okay, now that's stripped off. This here is the hood for the eggs, where all the powder can sometimes be sucked up. This needs to be cleaned properly and then dried properly, because there's a suction in the back of that when the powder's dropped in, and the excess powder whirling around, it kind of sucks it out in the back. So this can get quite dirty, so we can take that off. That can be cleaned. Then when you just get some spray, you can spray all that, and then you can just wipe that down with a cloth. And then this park head here, this just unscrews. Let's take that screw out. That screws off. And then this should just lift up like that. And then that can just slop out like that. Okay, so then we can clean that. Once we've done that, we take that, put it in some hot soapy water, wash it all down, rinse it all out, and then we dry it all up. Okay, so when we've done all that and we've cleaned it all up, we need to rebuild it. So it's just literally a reverse of what we've just done. So we get the park head, and we stick the park head back on there, get this little nut thing, and we screw it in, so that's now nice and secure. I said what I said earlier about the lengths of the pipes, so you've got some larger lengths that will go to the outsides, and then the smaller ones obviously will do the 3 ones, so it's pretty self-explanatory. It doesn't matter in terms of which one you put on which pipe, because you've cleaned them all out, so there should be no residue in those pipes now anyway. So if you put a coffee machine, if you put the coffee pipe onto a different one, then it shouldn't make a difference, because it should be clean and tidy. Okay, vent plate, make sure that is absolutely bone dry, because obviously as I said, the powder goes through that, so we'll stick that in there first. We've got that in place. Now we get one of the mixing buckets. Now it's really important when we put these back on, because this little section here goes into this bit here. So this is where the water pumps out to. It pumps in into the mixing bowl, swirls around, and it drips out and then through here into the cup. So we need to make sure that's on properly. But before we put that on, we need to put the seal on. So we need one of these, and a whipper blade. Now This bung goes in here first, so we'll stick that in there first. Now, on these whipper blades, they've got a little mark on them, because effectively, the end of that rotary arm, it's got like a flat piece. So we need to make sure that that flat piece is on the top, and the whipper blade goes on. There's a little mark on there, you see there's a little section there. So that needs to go on in that way, and then it will just clip in nice and easy. If you try to put it on a different way, it won't go in, and then you might get it wrong, and then it starts causing problems when it's spinning around. It's not spinning properly. So once we've done that, we need to secure this on now. I normally do, if you try and stick that into this section here, there's a little seal on there, so that kind of seals it in and stops the water coming through. So we'll put that into there and then press that on, so that's nice and secure. And then the vent that goes through to that, so that sticks in there, so that's nice and secure. Once you've got that on and it's nice and flush, then you just clip that in place, and that's nice. But what you need to check is if it's actually flush. So if you look under here, I can see that my finger can go underneath that, so that's not actually right. So let's unclip that again, and then make sure we clip it. So there you go, that's now clipped in properly, and that's the gap's now gone, and that's all nice and sealed around there. Once you've done that, then get your pipe. So I would say that that one is for there, so we'll stick that on there like that. So that's nice and in, making sure that that's on properly so there's no water leakage from there. Then once you've got the mixing bowl on, and you get a couple of these, and you stick that on. Now these need to be absolutely bone dry as well, because if you think about it, the powder's coming through and slides down here into there. If that is damp or wet, once you do your first vend, the powder will get stuck in here and then you'll get blockages. So make sure they're absolutely bone dry, and then you can stick that on there, and then just make sure it's the alignment for the powder to come through and into your mixing bowl. If you do that in all the other sections, and then that's it, job's done. Okay, now that's all been rebuilt, everything's now in place. All the funnels are on, all the pipes are secure, the parkhead's secure. What we're going to do now is just going to do a flush out, just to make sure that everything's there and there's no leaks or anything. So before we do that, we'll just put the bucket back in there and the sensor. Go around to here. Now to flush, it's option number 3, rinse and flush. So you've got the little keypad on the back of the door, press number 3, and it sends into the cycle. So we're just looking to make sure there's no leaks on each of these mixing bowls, and to make sure that we've shoved everything in properly and all the seals are fully sealed, which looks to be absolutely fine. Last one. Excellent. Okay. So that's now fully flushed through. There's no leaks or anything on the dash. If there's something not quite right, then you'll have some leakage down here, from water be leaking down here. But obviously, as you can see, completely bone dry, so that's actually really good. Everything's back in and secured in place. So that's how you strip down and clean a Voce coffee machine.